audio right now. This is so unprofessional. Hi guys, welcome back to the podcast for Overwatch in New Zealand, and I'm Asian Riku. You can just call me Riku, and this this right here is Qwerty, and we're both podcasters. And last time we did the podcast for Sombra because we're diehard fans and we had nothing else to do, so we just decided to start a podcast. And now we're gonna try and make it like a series. So this is our second podcast, so go easy on us. Sorry about the Skype symbols over there.
It's not my fault.
Shut up, Qwerty. I mean him. So yeah, Qwerty, introduce yourself.
So I'm Qwerty. I manage two amateur Overwatch teams, and I play on one of them. I pretty much have no life. Overwatch is my life, and I love this fucking game.
Yep, I love this fucking game too. And I guess we should just like go ahead with swearing. So I have a profanity thing like on my stream anyway. So yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
And like I said before, I'm Riku. I'm also a streamer, and yeah. So let's just get started. Because we can just sell ourselves out at the end, so that's fine. Yeah, so last week, let's do a little recap with Sombra. So last week we went over Sombra, we went over everything Sombra, and all we did was Sombra because, you know, Sombra is a huge thing. Every time a character is introduced, it just changes the meta and changes the game completely. So we just went over her abilities, her what else did we go through?
We went over everything. We went over like the abilities, like how she would impact the game, her counters, what she's good against, her position in esports, and all that stuff. So
yeah.
Just go back to the video wherever it is and just like watch it because I had a shit ton to talk about.
We had a lot of we went through esports as well, so yeah, we actually go through quite a lot about her, and it was like 2 hours long, so you can imagine the content that we went through. And if you're interested, click the link below, which I will put in the description, and I will try and annotate it in the YouTube video as well, or just look up I think the title that I put for now is Riku Learns, but we are in discussion of pre-replacement title, we shall see. But yeah, do we want to discuss quickly in detail just briefly what we talked about Sombra in the previous episode?
We talked about how she would potentially change the meta. We talked about different hero picks that will come into the game, and different hero picks that will, be decreased in terms of pick rate because of the additional changes on top of Sombra. So we talked a lot about that. We went into abilities and how people would use them, how they can, like what kind of potential they have. We went through her position in esports. Are the pros going to use them? If so, like how are they going to use them? Are they going to use it in scrims? Like how are they going to come up with countering her and all that stuff?
Yeah.
So in a nutshell, that's basically what we talked about. And if you expand that to 2 hours, then that becomes an episode.
Yep. He basically explained all of that. Yep. If you want to, like I said before, if you want to find out, just click the VOD. I think we don't have to go into it further because we'll talk about her more anyway because the PTR just released. So without further ado, let's start with the arcade mode. So, what do you think of arcade mode?
I think arcade mode is a great addition to the game because Blizzard always wanted to have this aspect of the game where you have tryhards that want to go competitive, that want to go all or nothing and just want to win. And you have the more casual environment for the people that, are in a different mindset. They just want to go and have a game, like in a very casual manner. So I think arcade mode is very catering to that. Although some certain game modes can be competitive in the arcade mode, we'll go into that further. But overall, I think arcade mode as a whole is just a nice addition to the map, well, not to the map, to the game. And I didn't see it coming. I really didn't. I thought they would just put another queue.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I didn't expect they put in the arcade mode. I just thought they'd put in like another queue that's like competitive, but without the ranking system.
Right.
Yeah, but I was really surprised when they put in the arcade mode, and I went and checked that out, and it was really well done. So good job, Blizzard. Yeah,
Yeah, well, what I think about the arcade mode, yeah, it's just really good. I think it just brings a different part to the game because it was starting to get a little repetitive. So,
yeah, definitely. You pretty much only have three like game modes essentially, and
mm,
yeah, that's game modes has been something that people have been asking for a long time. And I think with the arcade mode, it's not going to be like a, a one-all solution for it, of course, but
no, no.
it definitely adds like help. It definitely helps. So yeah.
So what is in the arcade mode?
All
If you
right.
want to tell
So
people.
so arcade mode has a few game modes. So I guess we'll start with the 1v1. Um, so exciting. It's really exciting for me because I'm always like a 1v1 kind of player. Like
Uh,
I like to 1v1 people. I know Overwatch is a team game. I used to play League. That's also a team game. But in terms of, I just really like focusing on the raw mechanics, like aiming, reaction time, stuff like that of the game. And I think, when someone says they're better than you, then I like to challenge them to like this little 1v1 to like see who's
yeah,
actually like mechanically better and stuff.
if
So
you play with Qwerty, if you watch Qwerty, he mains Widow, and all the time when he plays Widow, people are always like 1v1, 1v1, 1v1. He's like, yeah, let's go. So yeah, now he has a place to actually do that, which is
yeah. But in my opinion, don't, I don't know. I think the 1v1 could be further split into different game modes where you have the 1v1 that is random heroes like it is now, but you also have the other 1v1 which is like you pick. So for example, there will be like a coin flip at the start or something that decides like which player picks a hero first. It'll still be mirror match, and then the loser after that picks like whatever hero they want to play. So I think that would make the 1v1 more competitive. But since it is the arcade mode, and the arcade mode's goal is to, bring more casual players and have that fun and not as serious environment, then I guess the
mm.
randomized mirror heroes is kind of reasonable. I can see why they did it.
Yeah, yeah, no. I think if they made it choosy, it would be more competitive, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Also, right now, as it stands, you cannot play Lucio and Mercy in the 1v1.
Is that why? Wait,
Yep.
but I saw Dan play as Lucio.
Oh, I'm pretty sure you can't in the
What?
1v1. You probably played it in the 3v3 because they're both on the same map.
Oh, okay, yeah, maybe
Yeah.
that's why. Because like when he was playing 3v3, um, yeah, they just didn't die.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if you think about it, 1v1 Mercies isn't that bad because she actually has something to. She actually does quite a bit of damage if you land a ton of headshots.
Mm.
Whereas Lucio, yeah, he also does some damage, but he heals all the freaking time. He jumps around everywhere. He does like relatively, low damage, and it's just gonna take freaking ages, and nobody's gonna kill anyone. So I guess that's why they didn't put Lucio in the 1v1. I don't know why they didn't put Mercy in the 1v1, but like I think for Lucio mains and Mercy mains, it's gonna suck for them because they really want to play Mercy or Lucio. So
Yeah, no. Battle Mercy, man. It would have been an amazing chance for Battle Mercy, but I guess not.
yeah, I'm the best Mercy in the world. I can 1v1 up with Mercies because
Sorry,
that's
Battle
what she's about.
Mercies. You're gonna have to just rely on. Wait, so are they available in 3v3? They are, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay,
everyone's available in 3v3.
yeah,
I'm
okay.
pretty sure.
So it's
So
just 1v1 that has no Lucio and Mercy.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay, well, how many matches have you won?
I lost count.
Oh, I'm sorry. Jesus.
I've played like a shit ton, and I just don't count. Oh, that's another thing as well, is that they don't actually keep track of how many 1v1s you win, so you can't go back and check.
Oh, they don't?
Um,
Not in your
yeah,
career profile or anything.
no, they don't. So, and on top of that, they don't add any like
Hmm.
hours to your playtime on that hero in the 1v1. So
Okay.
so that's why like I can't tell how many I've won or lost because they just don't show it, and I've played too many to like keep count. So, but I think they should be able to show it because I want to see how many duels I won. I want to see what heroes I'm better at 1v1ing people at, you know?
Looks like you're gonna have to get a notebook and just be like, yep, I won
Yeah,
that one.
maybe.
I won that
Blizzard,
one.
please, can you please add that in? Thanks.
Blizzard, if you're watching, please. Yeah. So I haven't played much, but yeah, I kind of like it. Yeah, it's fun. It's like if you don't take it seriously and you just, I mean, it's a great way to sort of like, because some people I feel they play. Like, I guess it's a good thing to play a character a lot because that's how you master them. But at the same time, you do need to also know the other characters to sort of know, like, because it's a team game, so you need to know other characters in order to play it better. So that's like, if for some people who play the thing too much, like, they just one day press 1v1 and, they and then that's how they can find out how to play the other characters. So, yeah.
Because 1v1 teaches you, or at least emphasizes on things that you don't normally learn in the normal game. Because, for example, if you have a Winston
Definitely.
1v1, a Winston 1v1, it's like about who tases who first and who jumps on the other Winston, like
Yep.
the other guy. So having a Winston 1v1 teaches you how to jump vertically up and land on people.
Yep.
But like, how many times do you actually try and do that in the game? You know, you just jump in and then taste the support normally, or
It's,
you jump
yeah.
out. Yeah.
It's very different when
So
you don't have anyone to support you.
and like it teaches you like certain win conditions as well. Like in a soldier duel, it emphasizes on you staying on your healing field because I know a lot of low level soldier players they just drop the healing field and then they just forget about it and just run off and keep doing their own thing. Like if you're gonna run out of the healing field, what's the point of dropping the healing field? You know.
Yep.
So yeah, it teaches you a lot. And of course, like you have like McCree and Widow that just straight up just teaches you how to
I
aim.
think that's pretty simple.
Yeah. And Tracer's another popular one. Like I know a lot of times like Tracer duels are probably one of the most common duels in the game. So
Totally.
I think if you get Tracer and you practice a lot of Tracer on the 1v1s, I think that will also help because it teaches you like when do you rewind? Do you rewind when you take an X amount of damage, or a Y amount of damage? Do you how are you going to predict where she's going to blink to? You know, and what do you do after she rewinds? So it teaches you all about that stuff, and I think it's just going to be useful overall.
Guys, I'm really sorry that the internet connection thing keeps coming up for Qwerty. It's so annoying.
It's not my fault, guys.
We might take a break and maybe I'll like fix it later. We'll see.
Right.
But yeah, like one v one, it just makes you think about the like which abilities are have to prioritize more, and because there isn't anyone supporting you, you just have to like rely on yourself, and one mistake on the ability you choose could cost you the end of the game. So
Yes.
yeah,
And
completely.
also, no more I'm stuck in players of my team
No more
because
what?
you don't get it. There's no more like team blaming. You know, like I'm stuck in plat because my team's shit.
I'm
Like
stuck
it's a
in
one v
plat.
one, mate. You know.
Yeah. it,
So
it would be very interesting
yeah,
if nah, I'm not really looking, I don't
like
really yeah.
it would also be a good game when players would just be like, oh, I just don't want to deal with teammates anymore, so they just go into a 1v1.
Oh yeah, totally, it's like a
Yeah.
tilting corner, eh?
It's a
Oh
bad way to
god.
put it, but I guess.
Yeah. Joshi? Nah. um, well, okay. Well, 3v3. Um, what do you think about that?
This is arcade mode, the arcade game mode that I think is the most competitive out of the arcade modes. And by that I mean the 3v3 has the potential to be a legitimate competitive game mode. If you think of, we all know that CS:GO is a very popular esport,
Mm-hmm.
and if you look at how CS:GO plays, it's about elimination. It's about straight up kills. There's like, yeah, you have an objective of planting the bomb and stuff, but like mostly it's about kills, right? Like that's what you kind of watch the game for.
Mm.
Like whenever you see someone get a headshot, it's like that's more interesting than seeing someone put the bomb down the floor, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, and CS:GO has that style of elimination where if you die, you fucked up, you're done until the next round. You can't respawn, and 3v3 is exactly like that. When you die, you can't respawn, and you have to wait till the next round.
Yeah, the can't respawn part caught me by surprise.
They did say elimination then, so, but I think this is the most competitive. Has a huge potential to be competitive, and by playing it, I can just like kind of feel, like it's different. Like when I play 3v3, because what happens when you know that you're not going to respawn for a round? You're just going to have this. You have this thing going through your head like, all right, I can't die. I have to kill them before they kill me, and that kind of just sparks the competitive mindset. And whereas like a normal game, you don't really have that mindset because you can respawn. You just be like, all right, let's push up. If we fail, it's okay. We just try it again, So, yeah, it's different.
It's interesting because it puts in. It still has teamwork elements, definitely.
Mhm.
And if I say so myself, it might require a bit more teamwork, because, like, it just makes you guys more like you have to communicate more because like there are less lives to sort of like sacrifice or whatever. And
I mean, that's really
Yeah.
arguable because you have half the people on the team. So in terms of building team synergy, that's easier because you have 3 people instead of
no,
6.
that's true. That's true. Yeah.
And also there's no like certain objectives to go for, and there's no like pushing through chokes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And also in the 3v3, since it's like a very fast-paced game mode, you're not gonna really have ults involved, so there's not gonna be that much,
Yeah,
or
that's the other
if
thing.
any at all, like any ult synergy required.
That's the other
Like,
thing.
yeah, in the 3v3, you're not gonna pick Zarya Hanzo because you can pull off the combo, because chances are you're not gonna get the ult by the time the round
No,
ends.
yeah.
So
That's the thing about both 1v1 and 3v3. Ults are actually not important.
yeah, so like if it drags on for too long, then obviously at some point you're gonna get your ult, but most of the time, you would end up dying, or you would end up finishing the round by killing people before your ult comes up. And I've never had a single round yet where I have my ult up, simply because the round just ends before then. So yeah.
Well, since we're talking about the modes, one of the things that is most important is obviously map awareness. So what do you think of the very choky, very small map, Antarctica?
Alright, so for those of you that know me, you'll know this, but for those of you that don't know me, I used to be a Halo player, and being a really competitive Halo player, I played mainly free-for-all, FFA, and it's basically just like deathmatch, but it's like no teams. So it's like everyone against everyone. So back in the day, I played that very competitive kind of deathmatch style of game, and I always loved playing on those small maps, like those small enclosed maps where you can jump around the corner and then assassinate someone, where you can, when someone appears around the corner, if you have a quick reaction time, you can pull that flick shot. If you have, like, for example, if you're on the other side of the map and you're just peeking in this small ass like slit between the walls, and you get someone like passing through that slit, that's another like one of those clutch plays that people like to see, and it's a lot more intense. So
Very
I
intense.
actually really like that map. I like those styles of maps, and when I started playing Overwatch, I actually had quite a bit of a problem, or I was kind of struggling to get used to this playstyle, because I've never played a team-based shooter with an open map full of just like kind of a sort of a linear map full of chokes and stuff. I was used to those small enclosed deathmatchy brawly kind of maps, and I've always liked those kind of maps ever since I started playing Halo. So I think I really like the map. It's got good like high ground, and then you have the low ground, and then there's like good accessibility to the high ground. I love how it's symmetrical. I absolutely love symmetrical maps because that means it's fair to both teams.
Yeah, I think that was the point. Yeah.
I did see some footage of a bug in this map where if Soldier drops his healing field, it will fall through one of the platforms on the second floor, and it'll just like go down the bottom of the map, and then you won't get the healing field. So
In the glass area?
Not the glass area, it's the opposite side of the glass area, I'm pretty sure.
Hmm.
But I saw some footage of that, so there is like a bug there, so keep
Might
that
have
in
to
mind.
link me that and then I'll maybe annotate it.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, just be careful of that if you're playing Soldier on the map. I guess, yeah.
Or utilize it. Cough. No, just kidding. Um,
Can't utilize it.
yeah, I fully like that map. I mean, I'm not much of a Halo player, but when I saw it, it reminded me a little bit of Destiny Crucible because I play Destiny, and like, it's just like so choky, and it forces you to, hey, Warfare, sup Warfare, say hi, Qwerty.
Hello.
Welcome. We're just talking about the map Antarctica. But anyway, I just really like that map because, as Qwerty said, yeah, it's just fair for both parties, and it's just so choky and like, oh god, just it's so small, and that requires you to like make hard decisions, and it's just very intense. Murph, I'm trying to keep it okay, whatever. Thanks, Qwerty. Orpheus says very sarcastically. The reason I have my mouse over there is because I wanted to get see if it had the if it like prevented the internet thing from coming up. So we'll see. I don't know. But anyway,
My internet's fine, guys.
I'm on fiber.
I'm on Viber too.
Oh Jesus, that's awkward. Okay. But yeah, like just great map, great map, great map design,
And I think
great choice.
it's also a great idea for them to introduce like a completely different style of map
Yeah.
to all the other maps in the game. So I think they got that down on one pretty well. Like, yeah, you want to play objectives. The whole game's about objectives, but you know, for those people that don't want to play objectives, that want to take a break from it, just want to go around kill people, but they don't want to play bots because it's bots. Then just go into 3v3, go into 1v1.
Yeah, for those that don't like King of the Hill, because that's the most objective map, I think.
Yeah.
I know a lot of friends who don't like King of the Hill. It tilts them so much.
I like King of the Hill.
Yeah, I also like how it adds to May's storyline. Like, I know it like doesn't do anything, but at least you can now like kind of sort of picture like what May was doing before the crisis and stuff.
Yeah, Overwatch tends to like creating maps based on the origins of heroes, like we saw Eichenwald kind of having a backstory to Reinhardt. I think it's a great way to kind of just keep the lore in the game, and I think the Overwatch lore is really well done. It lets us know what's happening, but at the same time, it keeps enough away from us that we would just want to more revealed, that we just want to know more about it somehow. So I think the lore is a really interesting thing.
Yep.
And I think they did a good job of kind of expressing that through the maps they've released.
Definitely. I'm a big fan of the lore. It's really great. Alright, so that's enough about the map. We've gone to 1v1, 3v3. Is there anything else you want to add before we move to the next section?
Also, the 3v3 meta, which is really interesting because
oh yeah, cool. Let's talk about that.
I've seen quite a few interesting different comps. Like I've seen a Zenyatta and a McCree with like a Zarya. I've seen like a Roadhog with an Ana and like a Genji. I think it's just like the standard one tank, one healer, one DPS. And
yeah,
I think,
no, I hardly see any two tank.
Yeah, and
comps.
I think that's another point that we haven't brought up is that there's no power ups or health packs on the map. Like the map is.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah, the map is the map. You just get the map. There's nothing on. There's no health pack. There's no power ups. And again, that's something I like because it doesn't necessarily give like any team an advantage.
No, yeah.
Yeah, at any point in the game. So.
Yeah, that's true.
But so I think since you have no health packs, I think self healing is really important.
Yeah, when I was playing with Alpha, we chose May, Roadhog, and I think I was Sombra, and I was like, oh shit, no healer, and he's like, what are you talking about? May and Roadhog are healers, and I'm like, really, bro?
Then who's gonna heal me?
Exactly. So
But
annoying.
yeah, I think the meta right now kind of leans towards Anna, Roadhog, and just any staple DPS that the DPS player is good at. Like, I'd say the most consistent one's probably McCree.
Hit scan. You gotta have that hit scan.
Or if you're good at Pharah, you can roll with Pharah. You just like roll with whatever. And also, you can't switch heroes once the round starts, but you can switch heroes at the start of the next round. So, for example, if I play Widowmaker in the first round and I completely wreck them, they can't do anything about it until the next round where
Yeah.
they can kind of mind game it. So here's where mind games come into play as well. So, that guy was really good at Widowmaker. He's probably going to pick Widowmaker again. So I'm going to pick Winston. But the Widowmaker player can be like, I dominated as Widow player, so he's probably going to pick Winston and counter me. Now I'm going to pick Reaper. So you have those mind games as well that come into play, and I think that kind of just adds to the competitiveness of the 3v3 game mode.
Yeah, I definitely did that as well. Definitely.
And I think it's just really interesting how, like, on the surface, the game mode seems really simple, right? Like, there's no objective, there's no, like, power weapons on the map, or there's no, like, health packs, there's no, you just kill people, right? But, like, if you really look into it, then, like, if you look like the mind games I was talking about, then it can get somewhat complicated. And then, of course, at the pro level, you have all those, insane flick shots going on, those grapple hook melee shots going on and stuff. So I think I would like to see in future events, like the World Cup and stuff, like the future World Cups, I would like to see, you have the teams doing the 6v6, but the teams can also choose 3 people out of the teams to do like a separate 3v3 show match. I think that would be really cool, and I think a lot of players would like to see that as well.
So you want to see 3v3 in esports as well?
In a way, like I don't think it's going to become as big as like the normal Halo King of the Hill and CP maps, but it is a great addition. Like I mean, who knows? Like maybe it won't be as big, but it would be great to see something different and see how the pros play. Like I know a lot of people that follows esports, and then I know quite a few pro players have been streaming PTR recently, and then
Pretty much everyone has.
Yeah, and some people will think like, oh my god, like I want to see Sure4 play McCree on eliminations with a few of his Cloud9 teammates, or or I want to see Taimu and Sure4 on the 3v3 eliminations. That would be so cool. I know a lot of players would like to see that kind of stuff, and I think it'll be interesting, and I would definitely want to see it, and I think Blizzard would kind of have some kind of event with it.
Yeah, I look forward to it if it happens.
Yeah, definitely. It's gonna be something that I'm gonna jump up and down about. So
I will give you a meme of Qwerty jumping up and down. That would be so awkward. Yeah, so the next one we should probably talk about is no limit mode and the 1 hero limit in Quickplay. I know a lot of people are very tilty about that, so let's begin.
alright, so for those of you that don't know what happened, the quick play on PTR now has a 1 hero limit, but to kind of keep the no hero limit in the game, they created a new game mode called No Limits, which is in the arcade playlist. Quick play is not in the arcade playlist, but the No Hero Limits is in the arcade playlist, and that is pretty much the quick play on the live servers right now. So that's what's happening, and in terms of what I think is that I fucking hated hero stacking. I never liked it.
No, you didn't. It's true.
It's like how I know I'm not the only one, because how many times have you picked Genji and then you're missing a tank or a healer or something, and then some guy just picks a second Genji? Like that pisses you off, right? That triggers you. That's why, yeah. So that's why I don't like hero stacking, and I think I know Blizzard was aware of this, like how people are not having fun with this. They are aware of it, and like I said before, I didn't expect them to put an arcade playlist and stuff. I just expect them to make like another queue with no hero limits, but at the same time it's not ranked. But I think putting no hero limit in quick play is a good move, because not only am I biased towards it, I think it's also a good way for people to play one hero limit, because I know a lot of people want to, but at the same time they don't want to play like ranked, like they don't want to get their ranked involved in the game.
No, yeah, exactly. I was just gonna bring that up. Like sometimes I just feel like playing in a like proper game, but without the SR stress, without the MMR stress. Just yeah, but you know, and then
And a lot of people like, you know, I've had friends that's, you know, hey, like I say to them, hey, you want to play some quick play when I'm not feeling like playing ranked, and then they don't want to play because they don't want to deal with hero stacking. But at the same time, I don't want to risk my rank if I'm playing bad at the time or something like that. So there's like there's two things kind of clashing together, and that's just something that needs to be worked out. And I think changing quick play is the perfect solution to a problem like that. I know a lot of other people have problems like that, and so that's a good solution to it. But Blizzard also know that at the same time there are people that want to play troll comps. There are people that want to
makes
give
the
the other team
funniest
cancer.
YouTube videos, to be honest.
Yeah, like you have YouTube videos, and there will be people that want to give the other team cancer by playing 6 maze. So, they don't want to remove that from the game because that adds to the viability of the game.
I suppose we'll see how it goes, because it is still PTR, but
Sorry, I didn't mean viability. I mean variation.
Oh right, okay, yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah. This
What? Sorry?
Lando, knowing Lando.
Englando, yes. Qwerty, you distracted me. God damn it. I was gonna say that, yeah, so like I think that just it's good that like I know it's a hard decision, and sometimes it like pleasing the crowd just involves hard decisions, and I think like they're still but at the same time they're also trying to like please the crowd that still wants to have fun by still including the no limit mode in just in like a different mode, and we'll just have to see like how many people actually queue for it, I suppose.
Yeah, because if you think about it, like competitive is competitive. People play to win. People want to climb ranks. But even if you go into quick play, it's still competitive to some degree. Yeah, you don't lose or gain ranks. Yeah, you have the hero stack and troll comps, but people still want to win. They still want to go at it. They want to practice. They want to go hard. Even if it's just quick play right now. So I think making quick play similar to comp is a good way to cater towards those people. And at the end of the day, we all know that troll picks and hero stacking is part of the casual side, and it's part of the just muck around side. And obviously, arcade mode is a good place for that. So yeah, I think they made the smart choice, and they put that in the arcade along with all the stuff that people want to muck around on.
Because the thing is, like, there are some people you can't practice your characters properly if there are some people if like 5 other members choose the same character as you. It just doesn't work that way. It's not proper practicing.
Like for example, like I wanna practice Widowmaker, and then your whole other teams, just picks Widowmaker, and then you end up with 6 Widowmakers, and then how are you gonna practice Widowmaker when you have 5 other Widowmakers? Like, it's not gonna work. Yeah, you're gonna try and land shots, but how are you gonna, deal with your positioning? You can't practice your positioning. You can't practice your decision making, at least not as well, because you don't have something to simulate a proper competitive environment. So.
Yeah, I think it's enough said. Like, yeah, I'm sorry that some of you are tilted about it, but like, what if this podcast is tilted? But like, I mean, there are just as many people that are just like, sort of, they want to practice without the pressure of competitive. So this is one of the ways that they are trying to deal with that. So yeah.
Yeah, and if you do want to play troll comps, like, hey, it still exists. Like, you can still go and play it any time. It's no problem. It's no big deal, right? You can still. It's not like you can't play it anymore.
No, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yep. Are you going to play?
No limit. Probably
Yeah.
not. Probably not unless unless I'm with like 5 other.
Yeah, I only
around.
have fun
Probably
if
not,
like
yeah.
a lot of people play it.
Like, I definitely will not play No Limit solo. because now that the limit
Oh.
is by its own playlist, people will go there just because they can hero stack. And I don't like hero stacking. So yeah.
Fair
So I'm
enough.
not gonna. Yeah, I'm
Fair
probably
enough.
not gonna play much no limit.
Look forward to more widows in Quickplay, guys. I guess the next thing we'll be talking about, unless you have more to add, is probably not a mystery heroes.
Yep. Um. So for those of you that don't know what mystery hero is that each player in the game spawns with a random hero, and of course, to keep that random hero, you can't switch it. And whenever you die, you spawn as another random hero. So yeah, it's it's just random heroes. You just play random heroes. It doesn't matter like what you play or not. They just pick a hero randomly for you, and you just play normal game modes with it.
Is
Um,
that's a separate mode, isn't it? It's not part of the brawl. I forgot.
it's not part of the actual Brawl playlist,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
we will go on later, but it is it is in the arcade mode.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
so mm, that is probably by far one of my favorite kind of muck around game modes, if you will. Unless of course they give me Bastion and Torbjorn, uh,
Oh my
but
god,
you
I'm
know,
dying to see that.
I think Mystery Heroes is again it's a good way to muck around, but at the same time it's also a good way to introduce players to new heroes. Like I don't play much Roadhog. Like for example, if someone someone's a hit scan main like me that plays Automaker McCree, and then they don't play Roadhog, then they go into Mystery Heroes just to have fun, and then all of a sudden it gives them Roadhog, and then they're gonna be like, oh, I got Roadhog, I don't play this hero.
Mm.
So from there they can do two things. They can just be like, oh fuck it, just fall off the map and spawn as another one, which I'll probably do with Torgo and Bastion,
Oh
or
god.
they can try out Roadhog, and then they might go, hey, this hero is actually pretty fun, I might learn him. So I think Mystery Heroes is a really good way to introduce people to new heroes, like or to add to widen the hero pool, if you will.
I guess so, yeah, because sometimes 1v1 is not enough to encourage that attitude. So,
Mm.
yeah. So you're gonna try it then, Qwerty?
Yeah, I'll play every now and then. I think Mystery Heroes is something. It's probably one of the Brawl game modes that I'll play like the most, aside from 1v1 and 3v3. Next will probably be Mystery Heroes. So yeah.
So guys, if Qwerty gets Bastion and Thingy, please record it and let me know. Bastion and Torbjorn.
It's inevitable. It's gonna happen one day.
It will happen. Come
Yeah.
on, just play it a little bit, like,
No, I am totally against that.
Which one do you hate more, Bastion or Torbjorn?
I hate Torbjorn more than Bastion specifically, but
Because
I
Bastion
still
actually still requires aiming, and then Torbjorn doesn't.
yes, because Bastion is a hit scan, and I am a hit scan main, and Bastion isn't a freaking Reaper and a shitty McCree and an aimbot in one. So yeah,
Oh right, he is. He is a shitty McCree.
no, Torbjorn's a shitty McCree.
Oh right, right.
If you think about it, no, Torbjorn's a shitty McCree, a Reaper, and an aimbot in one. An aimbot because he has a turret. He's a shitty McCree because of his left click. Just freaking spams like random projectiles. Like he doesn't even aim. He just like spams in the choke like Hanzo does. And he's like a shitty Reaper because of his right click. So
You just It's
I just hate
it's
Torbjorn.
the projectile thing. You just hate
Fuck
the
you, Torbjorn
projectile thing.
mains. Like I'm not even gonna take that back.
Qwerty, you're gonna like lose like half of our audience. Jesus.
I don't care. Like Torbjorn mains don't watch me anyway.
Oh
So
my god. I still like Torbjorn main, so please stay. Like, don't care about this guy, okay? Don't worry. Um, unless of course it's comp, then yeah, no, fuck you too. Um, oh god. Yeah, so that's pretty much it,
mm.
encouraging wider pool behavior, um, just overall fun. And does that give the thing we should talk about is probably the loot box, just real quick, eh?
Oh wait, no. Before we move on, Jeff Kaplan did say in the developer update that maybe they will change up the Mystery Hero game mode like every month, or maybe they'll keep it in. And as a
Okay.
quote from him, he quoted, "As much as you guys play it, we'll leave it in there." So if it's a really popular game mode, then they're gonna keep it.
Right.
Excuse me.
And it's one of those modes that if it's not played, then they'll just remove it.
Yeah, then just take it out.
Fair enough.
I think that, yeah, it's again, I just like how the way they're going, like they're just letting us know about everything and how they're making decisions and stuff. So
I do want to add that introducing Sombra is a really smart way of making people try out um, all these modes in PTR. I think that was kind of their tactic. Like, there's a new character to
release
play.
Sombra at the same time as all
Yeah,
the other content.
yeah.
So okay.
It's so smart. Like,
Yeah,
I
fair
think,
enough. Yeah.
yeah, like if they didn't introduce her, no one would be interested to, like, 1v1 and 3v3 maybe, but that's only for like the competitive people. Like, the reason people are like so many people are playing PTR is mainly because of Sombra, and then they look at arcade mode and they're like, oh yeah, cool. There's other things to try out too, so I might as well try that. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Blizzard, so smart.
Also, now that we're talking about Blizzard being smart, don't forget they're giving people a free Genji skin by playing Heroes of the Storm,
Oh yeah.
which probably means that Heroes of the Storm wasn't doing that well right now, and they want more people to play it, so they're giving people Genji skins.
Oh, Qwerty.
So
Trying to start a fight, are you?
no, I'm not. I'm just saying, like, I'm saying how Blizzard's smart. It's not starting a fight. If someone called you smart, you wouldn't start a fight.
Fair enough.
Like,
Fair
oh,
enough.
you're smart. Oh, you wanna go? Huh? You wanna go?
No, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I never really played Heroes of the Storm, but with all the MOBAs out recently, like Dota and LoL and what else? I lost count. But yeah, like those esports are like just dominating. And I guess
Mhm.
Heroes of the Storm is just being left behind, even though it's Blizzard. Like Dota is. I mean, sorry. What's the other? StarCraft. See, that's the other one that's being owned by them. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna play it because, like, free skin. Why not?
In my opinion, it's not like the best looking skin, but
It's not.
it's
No,
good.
I
So
agree. I
yeah,
agree. Like, I looked at the mask and I was like,
you're just like, what the hell is that?
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I don't know.
So
Yeah.
for more details, if you play 15 games with at least one friend from November the 14th or 15th,
Mm.
you don't even have to win the games. You just need to play 15 games, then you get the free skin.
Yeah, you don't even have to win it. They don't even care if you're a shitty Heroes of the Storm player.
Yeah,
They just want you to play
so,
it. Yeah.
yeah. Alright, but
Yeah.
anyway, let's move on. Yeah.
Yeah, no, let's move on. Cody's like, no, stop talking about the shitty game.
This is an Overwatch podcast.
No, that's true. Um, yeah, finally, Brawl.
Brawl playlist. So the weekly brawls you guys see now, so we're all soldiers now. We all play Soldier 76. The death rings from above, where it's only Fair and Mercy, like all that stuff. Like tanks only, supports only, like all that stuff is now put into one single playlist. And when you play the playlist, it will randomly select one of those for you to play. So that's pretty much what the Brawl playlist is. So this, I think, is like it's something that seems so simple, like you're just putting everything into one thing, but at the same time it's so effective, because why don't we play the weekly brawl? Because what do all these brawls do? Like, think about it. Overwatch is about heroes. It's about the amount of heroes, and it's about picking your favorite hero. And all the brawls limit the heroes you can pick. So why would you want to play a game mode where you can only pick a certain amount of heroes, like only the tanks, where you can just play a game mode, we can pick everything. Like, I love playing McCree. I love playing Widow. I don't want to be just going to a game mode where I can only pick a tank, So I think that's why people don't really play the weekly brawl right now. Also, it stays there for a whole fucking week, and like people just hop in it and say, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, I played this game mode, like it's cool, whatever, and then they just don't. And because
What I usually do is I play 1 or 2 games with a friend, and then like it just gets obvious that it's gonna be the same thing. Like if you keep playing it, so I just stop.
Yeah.
I just
Also,
stop.
so by putting them onto like this one playlist, I think it's good in the sense that you don't know what you're gonna play. Whereas in a weekly brawl, you know what you're gonna. You click on that button, and it's like, oh, Death Reigns from above, and it's just like, oh yeah, I'm either gonna be playing Pharaoh or Mercy. You know that before the game starts. But if you go into the brawl playlist, you can be like, oh, like what game mode is this gonna be? Is this gonna be soldier only? I hope it's the Shimada brothers, or like, you have that kind of thing going through your head, which gets players wanting to play it more. And I think replayability, like that, by doing this, they add a lot of replayability. Yeah, Overwatch is a very replayable game, but if you narrow it down to just the brawls at their current state, they're not replayable because it's the same thing the whole week. But if you put it onto a playlist and you kind of randomize it, and you pretty much players don't, they can't really predict what they're gonna play, so that brings the excitement to the players. And at the same time, that also adds a lot of variety, right? So replayability is really important to get people playing the arcade more. And for those of you that like the brawls, like you can go into the playlist and you hope you get your favorite brawl, or you just play another brawl. Like, it's not repetitive, and it's in a sense fun. So yeah.
Yeah, I think I would play it more just because of that, because it will be more available and more random, and
Mhm.
I think the randomness definitely, yeah, like you said, encourages more playability.
Like
And
randomness, sorry to interrupt, but like randomness generally brings a lot of people playing because they're
mm,
just like, oh, I hope I get this, or like, oh god, I hope I don't get this.
mm,
In the brawl, you can be really unlucky and get the same game mode like the whole day, but I doubt
yeah,
that's gonna happen. But yeah, carry on, whatever you're saying. Sorry.
nah, that's pretty much what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Gosh,
Yeah.
Qwerty, interrupting me. So rude, the host. Just to remind you guys, so you don't have to Google it, even though you probably already did. The brawls at the moment are Super Shimada Bros, pun intended, obviously. Mystery Heroes. Oh wait, no, that's not it. No, that's not it. Ignore that. Super Shimada Bros. Justice Reigns from Above. I don't like that mode. It's funny, but I don't like that mode. Um, Arcade. I'm pretty sure arcade is an A. The more health, faster ability, faster respawn.
I
Yeah,
think it is. Yeah.
yeah. We're all soldiers now. Oh god. High noon. Show your support. So we're also just now as Soldier 76 takes command of the control maps. High noon is Route 66 and headshots with McCree only. So that's really good for people like Qwerty. Show your support is all superheroes, one of my favorites. Only played it once though. Tanks a lot, all tank heroes obviously. Two of the same team, limited to two per team. Overlay defense, I think that's obvious. It's always the same defense heroes. Highly offensive offense heroes like DPS, which means Sombra. So yeah. Heads up, which means McCree, Genji, Hanzo, and Widowmaker. Headshots only. Also Qwerty's mode.
No, because Hanzo's in it.
But that means you can kill them all.
No, that means I'm just gonna get randomly shot around a corner, and when I watch
Say
the
the
clip cam,
scatter
it would
shot.
just be him. It would just be him. It would just be him, like just spamming corner. Like he won't even be like aiming at me. He'd just be spamming the corner.
Yeah. Okay, cool. The good, the bad, and the ugly. I don't really like the mode either, but maybe it's just because I'm not good at Roadhog. But anyway, it's McCree, Reaper, and Roadhog only. MOBA Watch, which is unique heroes per team. No hero switching allowed. And lastly, one of my favorites, female heroes only, which is cool. Much respect, which means Sombra as well, so yay.
That
Um,
means I get to play Widowmaker without Winston's and Genji's jumping on me all
that's
the fucking
true.
time. Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, that totally gets. I completely forgot about it. It gets rid of the counters. But yeah, that's basically it. Yeah, I look forward to playing more brawls with you, Qwerty, and everyone else. And we might as well talk about the loot box reward
Yes.
thing, which I'm very excited about.
So the loot boxes. If you don't know what we're talking about, is that in the arcade mode, if you win 3 games in the arcade mode, you get a loot box, and you can get up to 9. Yes, 9 loot boxes in a row. So every time you win a game, you get a loot box, and then it goes up to 9 for a week, and then
No,
after that week it resets to 0.
yeah, because one round you can win 3, and then you can repeat that another 2 times.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think in total you can get 9 loot boxes from the
yeah.
arcade mode per week outside of just leveling up.
Only if you win, guys.
Yes, only if you
Only
win.
if you win. So work hard. Don't be like, oh, easy. Nah, not easy. Especially for 1v1 and 3v3. Oh, but isn't Lootbox only for those modes? 1v1, 3v3? I think it is.
I'm not sure because I haven't really played the
Yeah.
Brawl and the Mystery Heroes on the PTR yet.
Cause I won the one where you like get more HP and stuff in Brawl,
Mhm.
and I didn't get any loot box.
Okay,
So
so well, maybe it is 1v1 and 3v3, but yeah.
which
So
is
if you win like one of those, then you get a loot box, and then you can get up to 9 per week from winning those, and then yeah, that's pretty much it. And it'll reset the next week. You can get another 9 if you play enough.
this is borderline MMO tactics. It's putting weekly quests so people can play the game more. That's basically it.
Yeah, I guess. I think it's also like another good way to get loot boxes because right now in the game, the only way you can
For
get loot
free.
boxes, yeah, for free, and the only way to get loot boxes is to level up, and of course the other way is spending money and buying them. But not everyone does that.
Do
So
you do that, Qwerty?
of course I did. I got 2 loot box opening videos on my YouTube. So
Wait, what?
I got 2 loot box videos on my YouTube. So of course I buy loot boxes
Oh,
all the
okay.
time.
All
Yeah.
right. Too pro. Too pro.
I'll do one for Christmas as well, guys. So stay tuned for that.
Ooh. Yeah, Christmas is gonna be great. Can't wait for it.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I'm very excited about this one as well. Next topic. Oasis.
Oasis. Um,
King of the Hill map, by the way.
yes. So we don't know too much about this map. What we do know is that it's a King of the Hill map, and it's still a lot of work in progress, and it's scheduled to come out on the PTR sometime during December,
Mm.
which is probably along with the Christmas event.
You think so?
So yeah, they released the Halloween event like a month early, almost a month early. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they released the Christmas event early December. But the most important thing that we need to know about this map is that they will be adding jump pads. They have announced they'll be adding jump pads.
Jump pads. Ooh.
Yes, to the map. So
I didn't hear
that will
about that.
be. So if they do that, which they said they will, that will be the first map in the game that has jump pads. Now, if we go back to summer games and we go back to Lucio Ball, jump pads already exist. There are spots on the map where you can jump at that spot and you jump a lot higher than you usually do. We know they exist.
Oh yeah, no, you're
Yeah.
right. I remember now.
Yeah, we know they exist, so I wouldn't be.
He's talking about the football one, by the way.
Yeah, the Lucio Ball, it's pretty much Rocket League and Lucio.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So yeah, we know they exist in the game. We know they have it, and I didn't expect them to start with a jump pad map this early, but I guess that's fine. I like to see how it turns out. Also, from what I can think of, there will be 2 types of jump pads. So the first one will be what we talked about in Lucio Ball. There's an area on the map, and if you jump on that area of the map, you will jump a lot higher. And the second one is that it's like a lift, but instead of a lift, it's just like a gravity thing that just pushes you up without you having to jumping. So if you move on it, it pushes you up. It's kind of like the gravity lifts in Halo. So that will be, I think it can be either one of the 2. Probably most likely the Lucio Ball version, but I think that would be really awesome. If just imagine like the way you can use it. Like imagine if you have a Reinhardt, a Zarya, and then you have a Reaper, and then all 3 of them jump on the jump pad all the way up, and then as they drop, you have Graviton, Hammer Down, and Death Blossom. Like how awesome would that be, right?
Yeah.
So I think that like if Soldier jumps on it with an aimbot, like the dev said, if McCree has like a high noon, if Soldier aimbots on it, that would be cool because you get like high ground advantage.
Yeah,
Or like
no,
you
you're
can pull
right.
off You know, and as a Widowmaker main, I'm really excited
Oh
to be able
god.
to pull off those mid-air shots more often without having to wait for my 12-second grapple hook every time.
Yeah,
So
no.
yeah,
Shit, that means the Widowmaker hitting you in the air would be more common now. Yay.
at least on that map.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Basically more is the word verticality? Is that
I guess yeah,
Yep.
yeah, no, that definitely counts as a form of verticality, like
Yeah.
at least temporarily. And the good thing about that is that requires and that encourages a lot of timing because instead of
True.
just gaining that high ground, you only have a window that you can be on that high ground. You can't just stand there for as long as you like.
Yeah. It does mean that we'd have to look up in the sky more. We can't just be like, oh, there's a Pharaoh, so we have to look up. We have to actually look up, even though there's no Pharaoh.
Oh, you're also interested to see what they do if a Pharaoh like jetpacks and jumps in the jetpack.
Oh god, no, yeah, because the
Yeah.
the trick at the moment is to use the boop and the jetpack at the same time, and then you like
Oh no,
go
it's the
really
rocket
high up.
jump.
Yeah.
You shoot
Rocket
a
jump.
rocket at your feet, jump at the same time, and then jetpack.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and with that, oh man, I mean, you know, you'd still hit the limit of the map, but yeah,
Mm.
no, yeah, you'd be really high up.
It's
Damn.
going to be interesting, and I'm really keen to see how people find ways to use it. So
It's gonna be very, very confusing. How do you think you could counter that?
hit
Just like
scan
hit
all the way.
scan, just
Hit
hit
scan all the
scan.
way.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
Like for
Completely agree.
everything, as a rule of thumb, for everything that's just like flying in midair, you just generally use hit scan because if you are traveling through the air at that kind of speed, there's unless you're lucky, Hanzo, but unless you're lucky, you're probably not going to hit them with projectiles. So I think hit scan is a good way to counter that, which means more Widowmaker for me. Yay.
And the Kree.
Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah,
Mm.
definitely. So if Dan's watching this, but yeah.
Yeah. If you play hit scan and you're not hitting flying targets, it just means you need to practice more.
Yeah, yeah. No, I
Yeah.
have people ask me that on stream, but
Oh, really?
yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah,
So I'll sell my stream at the end. So we'll go into that.
Oh, God. Yeah, but it's exciting. If you look in the picture in the background, there's a slideshow, and the one that says with the text in progress, that is the Oasis map. It looks really cool. It's 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 Symmet
I don't
it
think it's Symmetra's
is
map.
it?
No, I don't think
Okay. Do we know where it is?
it's in the Arabian Desert.
Oh, okay. Yeah, cool.
Mhm.
What characters is it related to? Do we know?
I actually don't know, which
Hmm.
is what's another interesting thing is I think
There you go. It's right there.
apparently according to law, it's like a place where scientists just went to like test all their technology or something.
Technology?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it looks so fancy.
like it's kind of like Dubai, like a futuristic
It's
Dubai.
so Dubai.
Yeah.
Agreed. That's why I thought of Symmetra, because that's like the most Dubai place.
She's Indian. She's
No,
not
no,
Middle
no. Like
East.
the map that the what's the map with the airport?
Nimbani?
Numbani. Yeah, Numbani
Yeah.
looks a little bit like Dubai. A little bit.
Little bit. Okay.
Gosh, I know my races, Qwerty. Oh my god, trying to embarrass me. Not gonna give you that. Yeah. Well, that's pretty much all of the new stuff that we've covered. I don't think there's anything more. I will.
There are patch notes, like certain hero specific changes, but we'll talk about that in a different episode.
After the PTR, before.
On the PTR, like at the time. So we'll go over that in a different episode.
Cool.
Yep.
Cool. Sounds good. Um, yeah. Well, is there anything else you want to bring up, Qwerty?
Sombra.
Yeah.
Yes, more Sombra. Now,
Let's do it.
so during the first episode, I didn't really play her. I didn't have much time to play her. But now that I have played her and I've seen a lot more gameplay of her, it is pretty clear that she is not as powerful as people think she would be, and in some cases, she's probably even considered underpowered.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Why is she underpowered? Let's go into that.
Alright, so we talked about how Blizzard is can do a good job of blending two separate categories together. For example, Anna, like a support sniper. Before she was released, people didn't quite know like how that's gonna work. People were saying, "Oh, that would just make your healers too unreliable," because all the other healers don't really have, to aim to heal people. But with Anna, you needed nail shots. But look at her now; she's like pretty much dominating the meta. So then again, back to Blizzard, putting two categories together. They tried it again with Sombra. In this case, they did this kind of flanker disruptor kind of category and try to mix it in with more utility support kind of thing. So, of course, this didn't really turn out like that as great as Anna did, because if you look at Anna, yeah, she's a support sniper, but clearly she's mainly a support. You don't play Anna because she's a sniper. You play her because she's a support, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So and her kit emphasizes that. She her sleep darts utility. Of course, her grenade heals, and her ult, boosts other people. Like her kit is clearly supportive. It clearly, is an enabler for your team rather than kind of just shooting people and killing them and kind of solo carry. So, and the problem, and that is one thing that Sombra didn't have, is that she doesn't have a defining kit as Anna does. Like right now, if you play her, you ask yourself, is she really a hacker? Like that provides utility, or is she just another DPS? Like she can't do the same damage as flankers like Genji and Tracer can. But at the same time, her hack ability, which we'll go more into in just a bit, is just so like kind of like unusable. Kind of. Like you can't really hack because if you go behind them.
So what, we're going to hack now?
Like, oh yeah, a little bit. So if we go behind them and you use hack, then they're gonna notice you, and then they're gonna shoot at you, and then you're not gonna be able to hack.
Yeah.
Because it gets interrupted. So it's pretty much better off. You're better off just going behind them and just dealing damage to them straight away instead of just trying to hack them.
And then translocating out and then doing it again and translocating
Yeah, exactly.
out. Yeah. The thing is that hack, it takes a whole 6 seconds. And
No. The hack
is it
channel time takes 1 second.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Wait, no. Does it only take 1 second?
Yeah, the channel time is 1 second. But during the 1 second, like people know that they're getting hacked.
Wow, that's a pretty long 1 second then. Because when I played Sombra, like, just like the minute they know they're hacked, like they're being hacked, like they just react just like that, and it's like this. Yeah, it's just.
Overwatch is a fast-paced game, and 1 second, kind of, yeah.
And I've noticed that.
So for those of you that don't know, like 1 second is like that.
Yeah.
That's like 1 second, and that's enough time for people to see the hacked on the screen, turn around, and then do some form of damage, even just like 1 damage to interrupt the hack.
Definitely. And it could,
theoretically speaking, like even a random tracer bullet or something flying across the map that hits you can interrupt your hack.
Yeah, the thing is that hack, like, you can't be interrupted at all.
The hack?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can be interrupted.
No, you can be interrupted, but you can't be interrupted to do it. That's what I meant.
I have no idea what you mean.
It's okay. That's fine. It's easily interruptible. That's what I meant.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
My Inglando. God. But like, yeah, there's just something needs to be dealt with it, I think.
I think hacking as an ability is just like it's too much of a niche ability. Like you only use it in specific situations. Like for example, you hack a Mei so she can't wall your team off when you go in. But you don't just like stealth go behind them and start hacking their support for like no reason,
It has to be chosen.
Like, you're better off just like
wisely.
going behind them and dealing damage straight away.
Yeah. So. Yeah, definitely.
And if you want to do damage, why you not why not pick Tracer? Why not pick Genji? The heroes that can do damage better than Sombra can.
And it's interesting.
That's kind of a problem, is that she can't really carry out the hack, but at the same time, we wouldn't pick her over some other heroes for damage.
And the only reason she's still fun to play is because of the invisibility thing. And well, the other reason for hacking, which is the mid packs.
The mid packs, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Because as Sombra, you know, your base is your
Yeah,
mid pack.
because right now I've noticed that I
You're
choked
right.
on there. Yeah, I choked on spit, but excuse me. But yeah, the only
Sombra's
thing I've
hacking him,
noticed
guys.
is that like I don't usually, yeah, it's generally not a good idea to straight up hack people, but you would use hack on health packs a lot more.
Definitely.
So that's pretty much like what hack. Yeah, like if you can get behind them somehow and channel that hack to break the Reinhardt shield, you know, that works too. But again, you're better off. You're probably going to get noticed, and you're probably going to have to translocate out without doing anything, and you just wasted your whole ability kit. So yeah.
The other thing I've noticed about Sombra is that she's not really playable in the comps in 1v1. Well, okay, no, that's disregard 1v1. 3v3. Like,
No, she's really not, to be honest. Like,
yeah.
in Very Free, it's all about getting damage done and killing people. And Sombra, like I said before, why would like if you want to get damage done, if you want to kill people, and if you want to keep their mobility, just pick Tracer, just pick Genji.
Yeah.
Like if you think about it, her translocator, which is probably the most fun part of her kit.
Yeah, I can see
It's
that.
just yeah, it's worse than Traces of Recall. Like yeah, like they both kind of do the same thing. They both just kind of like a getaway, get out of jail free card. But if you compare the two, the translocator is not, it's just worse in general. And to elaborate on that, with Tracer's recall, when you recall, you get health back. When you translocate back, you don't get health back, unless of course you put your translocator on a health pack.
Yeah, no. You
With
have to
Tracer's
do that.
recall, you get ammo back, but you don't get ammo back when you translocate. With translocator, you don't know if someone's already waiting on the translocator for you to come back. Like I've seen kill cams where I've died where it's just a Reinhardt standing by my translocator waiting for me to
Me
come back
too.
and just swinging
Me
on his
too.
hammer like straight up, like all the time. But you
Definitely.
can't do that with Tracer's recall. It's harder to predict, right?
Actually, you're right. That's probably one of the downsides, the biggest downsides of Translocator.
Yeah. So like yeah, you can make all those plays that I talked about on the last podcast, but if you really think about it, and after having played her, that's what I've kind of noticed.
Hmm.
So yeah, let's go on to her invis, because of course that
We're basically gonna review her abilities like after PTR.
yeah. So after I've played her, and I've noticed that invis is not like an escape tool that I thought like you can use, because that's why I was excited kind of for the stealth, because if you can stealth in, take them by surprise. If they attack you, just stealth out and then juke them or something.
Hmm.
But you can't do that. You can't escape with invis. It's not an escape ability. It takes 1 second to channel before you fully become invis, and even after you become invis, they can still predict where you are and just break your stealth.
Yeah, they they could like just spam shots and
Yeah,
find you out.
they just do a spray in your area, and then
Yeah.
they're probably gonna get hit. So it's not an escape tool. Number one. So that means translocator is Sombra's only escape tool. Um, Number two is that when you go in, like, and you stealth out, you can't just like straight up shoot. You have to wait like a second before you can start shooting when you stealth out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't do
So
it invisible.
yeah. So same thing with hack. You can't hack while you're like immediately after in your invis. You have to wait for your invis to end.
Yeah, that's a
It's like
downside
another
for me.
second, and then start whatever you're doing.
Yep.
And that I think just feels really clunky to play. Like it just feels so delayed, because I would unstealth and then I would start, I would hold down the left button to shoot people, but I don't start shooting until like a second later, and it just feels really slow, and it just doesn't feel like the quick mobile, take out and get out backline kind of thing. You know what I mean? Because of the delay. So that's the problem with invis, and yeah,
They might need to like alter the time that it takes to get out of invis or something. Like,
Mm,
because it does feel a bit too
yeah.
long.
We'll cover stuff like that in the next session where we talk about her solutions.
All right, cool.
But, yeah. So again, like Invis is just like too much of a niche ability. I reckon it just needs to be able to use more. Like the only time we, like 90% of the time, I invis, run in, like do some chip damage, maybe kill the support and then get out. That's pretty much the only time you use invis. Or you invis one in behind a with ult. So,
Mm.
but like other than that, I can't really think of another way to use invis. So yeah.
Trying to think right now. Yeah, no, I can't think of any
Oh
either.
yeah. Also, her primary weapon, like her SMG thing,
Mm-hmm.
like
Her
it's also,
Uzi.
yeah, her Uzi. It's also kind of like it feels like it lacks damage. Yeah, it's got a large clip, but I don't know, it just doesn't feel as impactful as someone like Soldier's assault rifle and Tracer's pulse pistols. Like it feels like you're doing too much chip damage. You know, yeah, if you like get all the headshots, then you'll do a lot of damage, obviously. But chances are you're probably not going to get all the headshots.
It's
And
probably because of the spread.
yeah, it is because of the
Yeah.
spread. But again, like she does have to go up close. That means she has to go up close to do her damage.
Mm.
But at the same time, in the middle of a fight, she has no mobility unless she translocates back out.
Mm.
So if she already used the translocator, and she's caught in the middle of a fight, she's pretty much done for. And that's another thing. She can't really win much duels either. Like all the DPS heroes can pretty much beat her in a 1v1 duel.
Did you expect Sombra to be a 1v1 sort of hero?
Um, not after her kit was revealed. No,
Mm.
definitely not.
But
But
you did sort of expect it
but I
before.
did, yeah, I did expect that she will be a solid DPS. But as
Mm,
she
okay.
is currently, she is not a solid DPS. She doesn't do the damage that other DPS heroes do. She loses duels to them. The only thing they can do to them is just like translocate out. And of course, if you try to hack DPS heroes, they just turn around and shoot you, and then bam, you're done. You just have to translocate out, and you didn't really achieve anything there.
Mm.
So I think that's like another problem with her gun is that maybe it doesn't do enough damage. Maybe it's the spread, but again, we'll talk about what we can do about that. Um,
Yep.
but yeah,
Next
that's.
ability.
I think her ult's fine. Like her ult is just. I think it's fine. Like it's a great new mechanic to the game, and I think it is definitely something that needs to be added to the game because right now it's kind of stale with all the Lucio barriers blocking the stuff and Reinhardt's holding chokes.
Mm.
I think we need an ult like that to keep the game fresh.
Definitely.
So I think the ult's fine. It's just the rest of her kit is just too niche. Like it's you just have to use her abilities in too specific of situations.
Mm.
So yeah, that's what I think of her kit as a whole right now, and why she's underpowered.
If you want to know what her alts hack and don't hack, I will put a link below as well.
Or you can just go
Yeah.
back and watch our first episode. We
Mm,
talk about all the abilities there as
I
well. So
think we didn't cover
no, we covered the ult.
everything that she hacked, should could hack, because we didn't know like
Oh
for
yeah, we didn't.
certain.
No,
Yeah.
yeah,
So yeah. But yeah. Um.
but it doesn't really matter because she can't really get it off like 90% of the time anyway. So
Enough. Enough. What?
yeah, she can't really get the hack off 90% of the time anyway at her current
Oh,
state.
sorry. I meant
Yeah,
her alt. Her alt.
her
Like
ult.
what her alt can, get rid of.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. 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 But well, I mean,
oh yeah. So in addition to the previous podcast, her ult also destroys blue health. So those kind of shields. So she will leave Zenyatta with 50 health. She will
hmm.
leave Symmetra with 100 health.
Zarya is a little bit complicated, isn't it?
Okay, so if Zarya didn't barrier, then she will leave Zarya at 200 health. If Zarya did barrier, then she will destroy the barrier and leave Zarya at full health, if she's full health at the time, or whatever her health is at the time.
Mm-mm. Well, that makes sense because she buried. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just have to time it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what other abilities before we go to solutions and
I think
issues?
again, I think her passive's just fine. Like her passive is one of is best.
Actually, yeah, no, I was gonna bring it up. I think Sombra is still in the meta, or still playable, just because of the passive. Just because of the passive. Definitely.
Arguably, it plays a really big part at least.
Well, yeah, yeah. Like
Yeah,
it's definitely one of her strongest assets.
definitely. Um,
Because you can just, and doesn't it tell you if they have ults as well? Does it? I
no,
haven't.
that's only if you hack them.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah,
But yeah, like just the ability to tell your team that who are low health, and the ability to be able to pick them off like immediately, just invis,
yeah,
translocate, pick them off, just like that.
yeah.
It's
So
huge.
I think like just leave the passive for now. Don't do anything with the passive. And if after buffing the rest of her kit and her passive seems to be the problem after that, then work on her passive. But I think for now, like her passive is fine.
I
So
agree.
yeah. Um, do
I
we should we
think.
go on? Yeah.
Do you want to talk about translocator, or should we just like move on to issues and solutions?
Yeah, I was gonna ask if we should go into what we can do about it.
Translocator.
No, the just how to buff Sombra
Oh,
overall.
okay, yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, I said before the decreasing the time for when you get out of hack. That
you
could
mean
be
stealth?
sorry, yes.
Okay.
Invisibility, yes.
So I think
Yeah.
with the invis, you can do one or two things. You can shorten the time that it takes for you to get invisible after you press the button. It's because like
Mm,
at the like currently you press the button, then she like kind of moves her hand across, and then you go invis like after a short delay, right?
yeah.
So if that time can be shortened, I think invis can be used a lot more, like in a lot more situations. And of course, one of the issues, maybe not an actual issue, but one of the problems that people, or one of the things that people don't like, kind of just don't see it, don't expect from Sombra is that you can't use invis as an escape tool. And I think that will kind of at least help her with that. And I know again, you can still spray where she is to try to get her out. So
I'm
I
actually
think
not too bothered with the fact that it's not an escape tool, but I do think that it's just that thing of like how there's so much delay when she comes out
mm,
of it. It's just
yeah,
so
that's another
jarring.
thing they can work on is shorten that amount of delay after unstealthing. So
Yeah, it's
before you can do anything.
yeah, yeah.
And then if they were to do that, then that means they would emphasize more on the surprise element of Sombra, which I think is what she's about, right? She's
Yeah.
about surprise, right?
Yep.
So
I agree.
if they want to emphasize more on that, then I think just shortening the time, or maybe even straight up remove it, um, between the time she unstealths and the
Ooh,
time
that would be interesting.
she can do whatever she wants to do. I mean, it is PTR. They did say they're gonna do some wild changes in the
True,
PTR.
true.
So like, just go hard, Blizzard. Like, it's for testing. We want to see what happens, and we want to see what you got. So
Yeah, go crazy. We give
yeah.
you permission, Blizzard.
but yeah, I think in terms of the invis, they can probably just do on those swings. I think the time that you stay invis is fine. I think the movement speed you get is fine. It's just
Movement
the
speed is
two
great.
yeah, it's just the two delays that kind of throws you off using their ability.
Mm. What else?
Um,
What else?
so of course, I talked about hack is one of her major problems. She can't really get it off. Like she can't really, hack a certain character without being interrupted. Um, so like I said before, is Sombra really a DPS or is she a utility hacker? Like you have to lean towards one side because right now she's kind of a bit of both, and that's people just don't know what to do. Like, do I try and hack this guy, or do I move here to hack someone else? Do I go here to hack the health pack, or do I just go straight for the support? But then again, I don't do enough damage to kill it. Like people don't know what to do. So lean towards one side. Either lean towards her being DPS or lean towards her being a utility hacker. And I think with her character design, she is supposed to be a utility hacker. That's the most likely direction that Blizzard will probably bring the character. And just go again, just go hard, see what you can do. Like do something to hack. Maybe even make the hack AoE. like make it like Winston's Tesla cannon, where you can target multiple people in front of you, or you can even just completely take out the cast time with hack. Like you just press the button,
Shit.
bam, they're hacked. That would be like,
whoa.
think about what you can do, because there's so much outplay potential now that you don't have a cast time, because sneak behind Reinhardt, hack him, bam, your team goes through. Okay, if you're caught in the duel with a Genji, bam, just hack him straight away, you win. Like now the Genji has to play footsies with you to bait out your hack.
Yep.
So like if you reduce or take out
Kind
the
of like
cast
the
time,
Maywall.
yeah, if you take out the cast time with hack, then I think that will make for some interesting room for improvement in terms of how the character is. And again, that is what she is. I'm assuming that's what Blizzard wants her to be. That's kind of what I want her to be. And right now she's just not like doing that kind of job because she can't really. And I think by taking out the cast time and hack, then I think we can see a lot of potential in that. Again, it's PTR. If it's bad for the game, then just don't put it on live service. It's fine.
Yeah,
So,
I agree. Yeah. Just
yeah. Like I said, the passive's fine for now. The EMP is fine for now, and that leaves us with her primary weapon.
Yep, you did mention it before.
So primary weapon, it's a machine pistol with a huge spread, and that just kind of does like chip damage kind of thing, like Tracer's pulse pistol, but probably does even less damage than that, to be honest. I think like just change like how the weapon works. Like don't have like a fully automatic weapon. Like we already have a Tracer pistol. We already have a Soldier assault rifle. I don't think we need like another automatic weapon, you know? Like if you think about it, in FPSs, there's in general, of course, like certain FPSs have like their specific stuffs, but in general, you have fully automatic weapons. So those are just like spray weapons, like assault rifles and chain guns. You have semi-autos, like
Yep.
your DMRs from Halo, your one of those semi-auto snipers from Urban Terror or whatever you got. You have your bolt action, which we all know what it is. Like you shoot, and then your character does this cock the gun back animation, and then you scope it and shoot again. So generally you have those animations. Oh yeah, and you also have burst fire, like where your gun just shoots like a certain amount of bullets, and then stops, and then shoots another certain amount of bullets. Like the battle rifle from Halo, where it goes like da-da-dun, 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 like it shoots 3 at a time.
Like a pulse rifle in Destiny.
Kind of, I guess, yeah. So, and what we haven't seen, like we've seen a bolt action. So let's go down the list. Fully automatic weapons. So we got Tracer's pulse pistol, we got Soldier's assault rifle, right? So we got automatic weapons. Cool. Now let's go to semi-automatic weapons. We got Widowmaker's scope. Technically Hanzo's also semi-automatic. Like he uses a bow, but his weapon functions as a semi-automatic weapon, right? Farah's kind of semi-automatic as well. So there you go. We have semi-automatic. Bolt action. We got Anna, right? She shoots. She pulls the gun back, has to cock the gun, and then shoots again, right? It's really noticeable. So we got bolt action. Now we're missing what's last on the list, burst fire. Yeah, we have Genji shurikens as like the triple throw, but they're projectiles, and they don't really like kind of feel like when you throw Genji's shurikens, you don't get the same kind of feel as if you're shooting like a hit scan weapon, like a burst fire hit scan weapon, right? Because it's not hit scan, it's projectile, it's different. And as a backline flanker, so Genji's a great comparison because he also is a flanker. It's really satisfying to get the shuriken hits, like where you throw it and you just hit a doo-doo-doo, like you just throw it and then it hits them. Or like if you triple dink someone, it just you have that sense of satisfaction where like, oh yes, like I did this, like I could aim these things, So I think that's kind of what Sombra kind of needs. Like again, we don't have a burst fire hit scan weapon, so I think that if Sombra's Uzi has a like a burst fire hit scan, I think that would be really interesting. And I think again it would play
Why would it
more
be interesting?
because it will play more into that kind of what do you call it? That kind of mental feedback. Like when you land shurikens as Genji, it's more satisfying than when you land bullets as Soldier 76 because it takes more control, it takes more precision. Same thing with Sombra. If Sombra has that kind of burst fire,
Hmm.
that means you have that sense of satisfaction. You have that sense of like, oh yes, I can aim. Where when you hit someone, where like right now you just like pretty much spray at them,
That's
you know
true. I agree.
like even with Tracer, although she has an automatic weapon, her mobility kind of compensates for that because you still have to track like insanely well, like while darting around in the middle of the fray.
Yeah. You've got so much mobility to make up for that.
Yeah, exactly. So I think with Sombra, I think go for it. Like make her weapon burst fire, see what it is. And also, of course, if you get headshots, it's also more satisfying getting headshots with a burst fire weapon than than getting headshots with a Uzi.
I see what you mean because at the moment she's so weak because yeah, you can say that she's sort of like that character where she doesn't really need to deal to get rid of anyone unless they're low health, and she just like comes in, translocate out, comes in, translocate out, be annoying. But the fact is that because she is full automatic, players like, especially beginning players, they'll just be like, oh, I'll just spray and pray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's the thing as well. Like, if she is fully automatic, that means the player has to limit him or herself from mobility to land the shots. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, because
Like
they have to like do decide what to do in such a short time because of the translocator.
like for example, like when you're shooting as Tracer, you really like you don't like 99% of the time you don't shoot and blink at the same time because you move so fast, you just don't know where to put your crosshair. Like it's really hard to predict where you're gonna be and then position your crosshair according to that in that short amount of time. So generally, whenever Tracer shoots, people don't blink, and then they blink while she reloads, right?
Hmm.
So you know, but by making Sombra's weapon burst fire, it'll be kind of the same with McCree. Like you shoot, then you strafe a bit, you shoot, strafe a bit, shoot, strafe a bit. That will be like so much better. That will help her with duels. They'll help her with damage output. That will help her with it'll make her more fun to use.
That's
Um,
actually a really good idea. Yeah.
yeah. So I think, and I've always been a fan of the battle rifle in Halo. Like I love that weapon. It just feels like so satisfying to shoot. And I think I would I would love it if they bring that kind of thing back, or not back, but to Overwatch. So, and like I said, that's something that Overwatch hasn't seen before. And if you really are gonna put Sombra, which as a character Overwatch hasn't seen before, then why not just put something else along with her?
Mm.
That's included with her that the game hasn't seen before. So
Yeah. Agreed. 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 Here. Here.
yeah.
Is there anything else we want to cover about Sombra?
Nope, I think that's pretty much what I wanted to say. And again, Blizzard, like, go hard. Like, it's PTR. We just want to see what you got. If it's broken, then just take it out. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what they said in that forum update that they posted. So
Yeah,
let's hope that they're right.
and so far Overwatch has been, the Overwatch team has been true to their word. So yeah,
Yeah.
go Jeff Kaplan and team, I believe.
I got Leroy Jenkins. Yeah, I guess that's pretty much it for this podcast. It is, unless you want to say anything else, Qwerty?
I think we've covered everything for this episode.
Yeah,
So yeah.
yeah. If I had more time to prepare, I would probably do something fun and like a weird questionnaire game. I don't know, just to like fill the time in. But nah. Hopefully you guys are pleased with 1.5 hours. I know it's half an hour shorter than the last podcast, but I think that's still adequate
Mm.
because we just have much simpler things to say now, and yeah, if there's newer content, then we might go longer. But generally, we try to aim for 1.5 and 2. I'd say so, right, Corey?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it doesn't. To be honest, like can even be half an hour. Like it's just as long as you cover everything.
Mm, mm,
So
mm, mm. This coach attitude. Um. So there doesn't seem to be anyone with questions. We have a very quiet audience today, sadly. Cry. Um, so I guess we won't have a question segment, but I hope all that we've said for you guys is adequate, and I hope you play more PTR. Just like let us know, and if you have any ideas about what to improve for PTR, like ask us. Go ahead, tweet Blizzard, tweet Overwatch. Feedback is what they strive on. So, and that will give us more fun things to talk about in our podcast as well, and more things to play with in PTR and the game itself.
it's a
So,
win-win.
yeah, it's a win-win. Everyone's happy. Um, just be constructive about it, obviously. Don't be like, fuck you, Sombra
Yeah.
sucks.
Don't be like fuck you, Blizzard. Why'd you release this hero in such an underpowered state?
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
don't do that.
Yeah.
So
Um, so, to end the podcast, we will now proceed to sell ourselves out again. And I'm going to let Cody go this time.
yes. All right. All right. So pretty much, my Twitter is probably above me right now. I think somewhere here.
Yes, it is. It is. And his
Yep. So
Facebook
it's
link as
and
well.
my Facebook page is above me as well.
Oh,
So
he knows where
if
to point now.
I'm just guessing. So yeah, if you, but if you go to those links, follow me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter. I update you guys. I post every time before I stream, and my stream is twitch.tv slash I'm Qwerty underscore TV. I stream a shit ton of DPS gameplay and coaching videos. So yeah, follow me there as well.
Hmm, hmm, hmm. And I'm the same. I'm simpler, and I only have one username to follow. Yeah. Um,
People can
Asian.
read, man. Come on.
Shut up. Asian Riku. Aza NRQ, and I stream at the moment Overwatch, and I just finished playing my Walking Dead game actually. So I'm thinking of another story game to play. Just follow me on Twitter to find out. And of course, I stream this podcast. This podcast is under my stream. So yeah, yeah. And that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast, and let us know what you think. I'm working on some design stuff for the yeah, I know it's a bit like, and sorry about the network connection thing again. I might need to find another like program to show.
Again, it's not my fault. So
Shh. Cordy's awkward face. I do want to say, Cordy, if you're comfortable doing it, what is that teddy bear in the corner, and what is his name? Her, his, her.
this teddy bear doesn't have a name, and I hug the teddy bear every night when I go to sleep since I was 12.
Oh, guys, this is a soft version of QWERTY. Everyone,
Childhood memories, guys. We all
ev-
have them.
everyone, make a meme out of the teddy bear right now. Um, it's cute. I like it. Um, and yeah, see you guys next time, I suppose. And just keep up to Twitter until when the next stream is. And thank you all for watching.
Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.